Good morning, students. In the last class, we have started the unit indices, that is grade 9, term 2, unit 12. In that class, we have learned the first law of indices. The first law is when we are multiplying the powers with the same bases, then we should add the index. That is the first law. Now, today we are going to learn the second law of these indices. Here, the second law is a to the power m divided by a to the power n is equal to a to the power m minus n. That means when we are dividing two powers with the same bases, then we should subtract the index. For an example, here 2 to the power 5 divided by 2 to the power 2. Here there are two powers with same base 2. So according to this second law, we have to subtract these two index. Then 2 to the power 5 minus 2, that is equal to 2 to the power 3. Now we can prove this law also. Already we have proved that first law. Now we will prove this second law also. Here 2 to the power 5 divided by 2 to the power 2. Now we can write as a fraction. Now that 2 to the power 5 is a numerator, 2 to the power of 2 is a denominator. Now we can expand this 2 to the power of 5. So we have to multiply 2 5 times. Then 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. In the denominator, there is 2 to the power of 2. Then we can expand that. Then 2 times 2. Here in this fraction, here in the denominator 2 times 2. In the numerator, we have 2 to the power of 5. So we can cut these two because this 2 is the common factor. So we can divide by these two, the numerator and the denominator. Here there is another 2, so we can divide these 2 also. Then there will be 3 2's will be remaining. So now we can write these 2 times 2 times 2 as a power, that is 2 to the power of 3. Right. Here, already we got the answer as 2 to the power of 3 by using the second law. Then we can come to the conclusion. When we are dividing two powers with the same bases, then we can subtract the index. Then a to the power m divided by a to the power n is equal to a to the power m minus n. There's another example. Here 7 to the power 5 divided by 7 to the power 2. Here also there are two powers with same bases 7. So now we can directly subtract these two index. Then 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. Then for this second law, we are going to some questions for this. Here the first one. The question is simplify using the laws of indices. Right. Here, a to the power 5 divided by a to the power of 3. Here there are two powers. We have to divide the first power by the second power. They have same base. So we can subtract the index. Then a to the power 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. Then a to the power of 2. In the second one, here x to the power of 7 divided by x to the power of 2. They are written in the format of fraction. So here in these two powers also we have same base. Then directly we can subtract the index. Then x to the power 7 minus 2. Then that is equal to x to the power of 5. Then third question. Here 2x to the power of 8 divided by x to the power of 3. Now only we can divide by using the second law when the two powers have the same basis. Here 2 to the power of 1 into x to the power of 8 divided by x to the power of 3. Now, here the coefficient of x to the power 3 is 1. So 2 divided by 1, that is 2. Now we should divide these two powers. Here x to the power of 8 divided by x to the power of 3. Here these two powers have the same basis. Then directly we can subtract. Then x to the power of 8 minus 3, 5. Then the answer is 2x to the power of 5. Then the fourth question. Here 4p to the power of 6 divided by 2p to the power of 3. Now first we can divide these two numbers. So 4 should be divided by 2. Then 4 divided by 2, that is 2. Now we have to divide by the powers. Then p to the power of 6 divided by p to the power of 3. Here these two powers have the same power basis. Then directly we can subtract the index. Then p to the power of 6 minus 3, 3. Then the answer is 2p to the power of 3. Then next one. Here 10m to the power of 5 divided by 2m to the power of 2. So first we can divide this 10 by 2, then that is 5. Here m to the power of 5 divided by m to the power of 2. Here these two powers have the same base, then directly we can subtract the index. Then m to the power of 5 minus 2, that is 3. Then 5m to the power of 3. Then sixth one. Here x to the power of 2 times x to the power of 4 over x to the power of 3. So first we will simplify these two powers. So then we have to multiply these two powers because these two powers are in the numerator. Then after that, after simplifying these two powers, we can divide by this x to the power of 3. So x to the power of 2 times x to the power of 4. Here the bases are equal. Then we can add these two index. Then x to the power of 2 plus 4, 6. Divided by x to the power of 3. Now we can divide. Here x to the power of 6 divided by x to the power of 3. Here the bases are equal. Then directly we can subtract. Then x to the power of 6 minus 3, 3. The next question. So we are doing some question for the second law of indices. Here n to the power of 5 divided by n to the power 2 into n. So first we will simplify the brackets. Here n to the power of 2 times n to the power of 1. Then we should multiply first. Here the bases are same. So we can add these two index. Then n to the power of 3. Here now we should divide this n to the power of 5 by n to the power of 3. Here in these two powers also the bases are equal. Then directly we can subtract the index. Then 5 minus 3, 2. Then n to the power of 2. The eighth one. Here 2x to the power of 3 times 2x over 4x. So first we should multiply these two powers. Here this is the power of 1. So 2 times 2, 4. X to the power of 3 into x to the power 1. Then here the bases are equal. Then we can add these two index. Then x to the power of 3 plus 1, 4. The denominator, the 4x. Now we can divide this 4 by 4. 4 by 4. Then 4 by 4 is equal to 1. Then x to the power of 4 divided by x to the power of 1. Then we can subtract this index, then x to the power of 4 minus 1, 3. We don't need to write the coefficient of 1. Normally, if the coefficient is 1, normally we are not writing that. Then, next question. X to the power of 5 times x to the power of 2 times 2x to the power of 6. So first we will multiply these three powers. 2 into 2, 2 into 1 into 1, then 2, because the coefficient of these powers are 1. Here x to the power of 5 into x to the power of 2 times x to the power of 6. Here the bases are equal, then we have to add the index. 5 plus 2, 7, 7 plus 6, 13. Then x to the power of 13 over x to the power of 7 into x to the power of 2. Then we have to add these two index, then x to the power of 7 plus 2, 9. Now we have to divide. Here the coefficient is 1, then 2 divided by 1, 2. Here x to the power of 13 divided by x to the power of 9. Here the bases are equal. Then we have to subtract the index. Then x to the power of 13 minus 9, that is 4. Then 2x to the power of 4. The next question. A to the power of 5 times b to the power of 3 over a to the power of 2 times b to the power of 2. Here we can't multiply these two because the bases are not equal. So, but we can divide these two powers, a to the power of 5 divided by a to the power of 2, because the bases are equal. Then directly we can subtract these two index. Then a to the power of 5 minus 2, 3 into here b to the power 3 over b to the power 2. Then we can subtract the index. Then b to the power of 3 minus 2, that is 1. So we can write like this, a to the power of 3 times b. Then next one, 2p to the power of 4 times 2q to the power of 3 over p times q. So first we will multiply these two numbers, 2 into 2, that is 4. Then p to the power of 4 divided by p to the power of 1. Here the bases are equal. Then we have to subtract the index. Then 4 minus 1, that is 3. Then p to the power of 3. Here q to the power of 3. Here in the denominator q to the power of 1. Then we can subtract the index. Then q to the power of 3 minus 1, that is 2. Then 4p to the power 3 q to the power of 2. Then the next question. Here the question is for each of the algebraic expressions in column A, select the algebraic expression in column B which is equal to it and combine the two expressions using the equal sign. Right. First we will simplify the first one. Here 2a to the power of 5 divided by 2a to the power of 2. Then 2 divided by 2, 1. A to the power of 5 divided by a to the power of 2. Here the bases are equal. Then we have to subtract the index. Then 5 minus 2, then 3. Then a to the power of 3. And this is the answer for the first one. The second one, a to the power of 6 divided by a to the power of 4. So we have to divide. Here the bases are equal. Then we can subtract the index. Then a to the power of 6 minus 4, 2. So this is the answer for the second one. Then a to the power of 7 times a to the power of 2 over a to the power of 6. So first we will multiply these two powers. Here the bases are equal. Then we can add the index. Then 7 plus 2, 9. Here a to the power 6. Here the bases are equal. Now we can subtract the index. Then a to the power of 9 minus 6, 3. So this is the answer for the third one. Now here, a to the power of 3 divided by a to the power of 1. The bases are equal. Then we can subtract. Then a to the power of 3 minus 1, 2. So this is the answer for the fourth one. Then now we can cut these two 4s. That means we have dividing the new 4 by 4. Then 4 divided by 4, 1. Here a to the power of 5 times a to the power of 1. The bases are equal. Then a to the power of 6 divided by a to the power of 3. Here in these two powers, the bases are equal. Then we have to subtract the index 6 minus 3, 3. Then this is a to the power 3 is the answer for the fifth one also. Right. So now we have completed. What is the second law of indices? The second law is when we are multiplying two powers with the same bases, we have to subtract the index. So this is the second law of indices. Then in the next class, we will learn the third law of indices. And thank you so much.